What is up, JL Life? Model here. Well, today I wanted to be working on this beauty, but pressing issues come and they must be dealt with. Death wobbles again. So today's video, we're going to be working on bromance today. Well, this weekend we went out wheeling. It was like a 3-hour drive out. And I started getting death wobbles. Like, the worst time to work on this, not be solving death wobbles. Now, we're not going to be taking it to a dealership to get a new stabilizer because that's not going to fix it. And it just seems whenever you take your JL to the dealership, they don't do anything but throw on a new stabilizer. So, I mean, there's so many different reasons that can cause your death wobble. If you guys have been following the page for a while, this is the second time I've gotten death wobble on my JL. The first time was actually because of the unbalanced tires and it was wobbly. Well, now I think it's my track bar. So, when you get death wobbles, which is violent shaking of the wheel that doesn't stop, a shimmy is just like a little bit bop, and real soft and subtle. Death wobble, it goes consistently until you either slow down or sometimes you can speed past it. But on that same coin, on the other side of that coin, if you try speeding past it, it could get worse and your Jeep's just go ooh. When trying to diagnose death wobble, the first thing you should always check is your track bar. Now that includes just making sure the bolts are tight. You need to check the bushings. If there's any movement, moving the steering wheel left to right, well, that's a problem. There should be very, very little movement, and mine is probably about a ½ an inch play when I'm turning the wheel. So I'm pretty sure that's going to be it. I mean, ultimately, death wobble can be caused by so many different things on your Jeep. However, it is not something that's impossible to figure out. Death wobble is a mechanical failure in your front suspension. That means there is a mechanical fix to correct it. You just have to find out what's causing it. It is not incredibly difficult. You just need to know what to look for. Now I want you guys to really focus on that track bar bushing. Look for lateral movement from side to side as I'm turning the wheel. So do you see it? That's usually a telltale sign of a bad bushing on a track bar. Now, as you can see, I have the Steer Smarts track bar, and when I bought this, I did pay for the polyurethane upgraded bushings, but I wanted to see how long the regular bushing would last. It was 6 months. Don't just get sucked into the bolt's tight, it can't be the track bar. You gotta pay attention to the bushing because it's more than just a loose bolt. You see, mine is tight. I'm gonna need a breaker bar for this, holy crap. I mean, I'm doing pull-ups on the darn thing. Alright, breaker bar. Don't mind the driveway. It's typically how it looks every time I go off into the mud and I come home and clean it. All that humid fog on my glasses. Alright, let's get out the other side. So I'm using an impact socket just to cover the outer lip of the bushing to press it out. Make sure you're doing it on the correct side. The other side has a beveled lip. If you push it from that side, it's not going to be very effective, so make sure you're pushing it from the end that does not have that beveled side. First things first, take our provided grease. This is some really tacky grease. And you're not saving this stuff, so use plenty. Get a eraser. Go press it in. So the same way of pressing it out, I use to press it in. I just use a large impact socket, just wide enough to go around the racer, but not wider than the opening on the track bar itself, and just pressed it into place. Make sure you use plenty of grease, and make sure once the racer is in that it's flush on both sides. It may take some fine tuning to get it just right. After you get the racer in my opinion, is actually going to be the most difficult part of this, is just getting the polyurethane bushing to fit inside. And it's not so hard of just getting it in as so much as getting it in straight. As you can see, I'm using several large flat spacers, and the reason I'm doing this is to help apply even pressure to the polyurethane bushing as I push in. Again, make sure you're greasing this bushing and go slow and make sure it goes in straight. This took me some time to get just right. Got my joints pressed in. Now time for the awesome part of screwing it all back in. Marked with tape, which I guess I didn't really need to do that because there's a big old dirt line. But since I am at this point, I'm going to put some anti-seize on this bad boy. So just a reminder, anytime you're taking apart something that has a screw or bolt that will eventually need to be undone, unscrewed, anything like that where you need to make sure it's going to get loose and not seized up with rust or other some sort of corrosion, put anti-seize on it. Your future self will thank you immensely.
Alright. There we go. Get you in. Whew. Got it.
This looks much better, but you gotta remember there's going to be some movement because it's a joint. Don't mind the creaking that's coming from my reinforcement bracket for the track bar. Not sure if that's going to stay. You see the rubbing. Alright guys, so the end result, got rid of my death wobbles, putting those polyurethane bushings in. I'm going to say I'm a little surprised that the ultimate JL steering components doesn't already come with this pre-installed. Give me a second. I'm going to show you guys the bushing. Still have that. Yes, I think so. I might have thrown it away. Yeah. Alright, so here's the bushing. I mean, it looks fine upon visual inspection. Of course, you're going to move it. It looks fine. That's why you really need to be putting the weight of your Jeep and all your suspension and all that other stuff. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to get this smooth. But this part lasted me 6 months. Went to the polyurethane. The polyurethane is a huge upgrade over whatever is, whatever this is. And of course, it could be just standard rubber, though I doubt it. I'm sure they use some other type of rubber, but it didn't last very long. So anyways, Death Wobble's gone on bromance. We're all fixed up. However, Heathen on the other hand, being a little bit more difficult. As you guys know, she has Death Wobble, and I've been chasing that down. I fix one thing and another thing comes up, and another part is worn and another part needs replaced. Remember, Death Wobble is something that is fixable. You just need to take the time to fix it. Don't expect the dealer to give you that time to fix it. If you are unable to do it yourself, take it to a reputable 4x4 shop to investigate it. The hardest thing about Death Wobble is just knowing what to look for. Thanks for watching the video. Remember to like, comment,
subscribe, and share.
Remember to hit that bell so you don't miss our videos. Yeah.
You can find us on Facebook and Instagram both.
What's your Instagram tag?
I am heathen.jlu.
Dot. I always forget the dot. Bromance jail. But I'll put the link in the description if you guys want to follow any of them. But y'all, the stitches come out today. Y'all keep it easy.